Greetings. Hope everyone is feeling well. I wanted to just say thank you all for supporting me on Patreon this far and really supporting your own knowledge and growth in this healing arts community. I've been posting a lot of videos on meditation from the Tibetan and Hindu lineage, which was once one lineage. I want to emphasize that the Tibetan lineage and the yogic Hindu lineage was once the same schools of thought, which is really powerful because I think we find similes, we find synonymous meanings in different systems, and their correlation is the universal truth. And that is always powerful to me. So today I wanted to go deeper into some yogic philosophy. I know I've been saying that I'm going to dive more into philosophy, so I'm going to take this video to introduce that. This video is going to be about the word Hatha Yoga Pradipika. For those who practice yoga, you hear the word Hatha Yoga a lot. Where does it come from? What does the word mean? What is the lineage? What is this practice that we do called Hatha Yoga? So Hatha Yoga has a couple different meanings. One meaning of Hatha Yoga is the King's Yoga, Raja Yoga. Raja Yoga and Hatha Yoga are interconnected. It is the royal path. Hatha Yoga is also a part of Ashtanga Yoga. Ashtanga Yoga is a type of practice. It is a actual sequencing of asanas. And I'm a teacher by Patabi Joyce, who is a descendant of T. Krishnamacharya, who started Hatha Yoga, who started Vinyasa Yoga, is the main teacher of Ashtanga Yoga, which is under the Hatha Yoga tradition. So Hatha could mean forceful. Hatha could mean to push through. Hatha Yoga could mean intense. The Hatha yogis were the yogis who were very vigorous, very diligent, and very aggressive in their practice. This is one interpretation of the term Hatha Yoga, but there are Hatha yogis from early 20th, late 19th century, who and actually sometime before that, who began to practice a sequence of asanas. And they were known as the more vigorous, intense practitioners versus some of the other lineages of yoga, which are a little more esoteric, a little more mind-oriented, a little bit more breath and energetic-oriented. The Hatha yogis were more on the physical. They were very, very much about diligent, physical, consistent, everyday practice. Those are the traditional Hatha yogis. And Ashtanga is a good example, a modern day example of the lineage of Hatha Yoga. It's very similar. They wake up about 4 a.m. to begin their practice, and they practice the same sequence over a long period of time. And you have a mentor who will guide you through the sequence and help you along the way. But ultimately, it is your goal as a practitioner to be consistent with yourself day in and day out and practice the external as well as the internal practices. So that's one interpretation of Hatha Yoga, from this Ashtanga lineage, from the physical yogis who were really into day-to-day asana practice. These were the Hatha yogis. And a lot of the modern versions of yoga we know today come from these Hatha yogis. And it dates from T. Krishnamacharya, who was the father of modern yoga. This is the man who really taught Ashtanga Yoga, who taught Iyengar. These practices that we know about today all come from T. Krishnamacharya. So there's a great documentary called Breath of the Gods that is a telling of his life and his lineage, his legacy, and the lineage of yoga that comes from him. And when you watch this documentary, it's very eye-opening. It tells you all about the various forms of yoga that we practice in the West and around the globe today. Ashtanga, Vinyasa, Iyengar, all these practices come from T. Krishnamacharya specifically. So he is the father of modern yoga. So check him out. He's a great Hatha yogi. But what I really want to go into is the more ancient meaning of Hatha Yoga. So there's a book. Actually, I'm by my bookcase right now. This book here is the Hatha Yoga Pradipika. And one of the original teachers of this book is Lord Matsyandra. And Matsyandra is a very old yogi. And he is one of the main teachers to pass down the transmission of this text here. And I recommend everyone get this book. If you're a serious yoga practitioner, it's good you have this in your library and that you read it and go through it thoroughly. And yeah, if you have any questions about it, I would love to chat with you about it. But this book is a must-have. So this is Hatha Yoga Pradipika. What does that word mean? So Hatha is broken down in two ways. Ha meaning solar energy, masculine energy. So that's Ha out of Hatha. It's specifically regarding the masculine solar energy, Ha. And then Ta is the lunar feminine energy. And the combination is Hatha, the combination of the masculine and feminine aspect. So Pradipika, pra is the bringing of light, the bringing forth of light, and dipika is light of understanding or the understanding of that light. So we have Ha, which is solar, masculine energy, Ta, lunar, feminine energy, pra, the bringing forth of light, and dipika, the understanding of that light. So together we have Hatha Yoga Pradipika, or the way of yoga that brings forth the illumination of the sun and moon. I think that's very beautiful. It's a way of yoga that illuminates, brings light to the way of the sun and the moon. The sun, masculine, solar energy, moon, lunar, feminine energy. And the whole goal of Hatha Yoga is union between the Ida and Pingala Nadi, which is the feminine and masculine aspects in the Sushumna Nadi, the central channel. So the whole goal of yoga is embedded in the word itself. It is directly telling you what this process is meant for. It's meant for a complete union, integration of the feminine and masculine energies. So I just wanted to take this time to actually break down the definition of that word. And this is the lineage that I teach. My teachers are Hatha yogis, whether they come from Dharma, which is a Hatha yogi, the Ashtanga lineage, Hatha Yoga, Vinyasa, a derivative of Hatha Yoga. So that's my lineage, and that's where I share and teach with you guys. And all of the pranayamas, the asanas, and the meditations are within that lineage of Hatha Yoga Pradipika. So I hope that was informative to you guys, so you understand the roots of this practice and how it's trickled down over time from the original yogis who found the original wood blocks with the teachings carved into them, translated these wood blocks into the Hatha Yoga Pradipika, and allowed for all of us to learn. So when you go through the Hatha Yoga Pradipika, there's a number of translations. I have a personal translation from a teacher of mine. This book is more general. This is more a general guide. That's more accessible to the public. But you do need someone to kind of guide you through this book, because the yogis were meant to keep it in secret. The yogic teachings are meant to be kept in secret. And a lot of it's coded and it's very cryptic, and it's not so literal. So you won't understand the true teachings and the profound meanings of what they're saying in here without having a commentator or a translator to guide you through it. And I've had someone do that with me, so I got to understand the profound meanings behind what they're saying. And I would love to help guide those who are interested. I wouldn't mind helping you understand what the meanings are in these books, and some of the teachings and practices as well. But some of the practices you can do. There's some basic ones that are safe to try. But you do need a teacher to thoroughly guide you through it. Yoga is an oral tradition, and before it was written, and it was meant through a student-teacher relationship, and it was that direct transmission that really passed down the information into from one consciousness to the other. There was no real writing of it at all. There was no need for it. So once again, I wanted to just share that with you guys. Hatha Yoga Pradipika, where it comes from, the roots of my teachings, the lineage of these teachings. And check out T. Krishnamacharya again. Breath of the Gods is the documentary, and it's really informative and teaches you all about his life. And some of the more modern day foundings and teachings of Vinyasa, of Iyengar, and Ashtanga, which are Hatha Yoga derivatives. So hope you guys enjoyed, and I look forward to sharing more information with you. Peace.